What's up, everyone? I am the devastating Just Cause, and this is DJC Game Studios. What is happening? That's called the spiders, because there's tiny, tiny little spiders up here in my rafters, all on the microphone. Can hear them up there? Not really, that's just me. But how's everybody doing? Boy, we're getting to that time of year where it's pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, I think that's one and the same, corn stalks, hay rides, pumpkin seeds. Anyways, you get the gist. It's coming close to Halloween. I got my Freddy Krueger shirt on to celebrate the month, if you will, or if you won't, or sometimes, or maybe. But that's not what we're here. We're here to do some Amico Talk. Yes, we are talking some Amico. Now, I figured we'd start off with a little thing that I call Top 5! Alright. Let's just pick up my hat. This is very nice. Throwing it at a graphic that's not in the physical world, but in the spirit world. It is getting close to Halloween. Not really. What I would like to talk about is the top 5 games that I have actually played on the Amico that I just absolutely love. And you're going to be shocked, maybe. Huh? You're going to be shocked on kind of what my top, maybe not what my very top is, but let's just get to it. So, let's go with number 5. Number 5 is a game that was fairly new in development when I went to play this back in July. But wow, is it ever fun! And I couldn't stop playing it. And that is Flying Tigers. Yes, Flying Tigers for the Intellivision Amico. It reminded me of like a TurboGrafx 16 shooter. Obviously a lot different, better graphics, but yeah, really cool. Just plain fun, almost like a 1943, kind of feel to it as well, along with like a little bit of Raiden. So it was kind of all with it, those vertical shooters are freaking, they're great, And I love shooters in general. I just picked up Jeff gifted me from Go Game Go the Cotton reboot from for the Switch, and I'm having such a good time with that. So when I saw Flying Tigers, I played it with multiple people. We had a ton of fun. Was I good? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're good at games, only if you enjoy them. So let's go to number 4. And number 4 is Evil Knievel. What? Yeah, this was just interesting. Now, this is one I think I saw and went, okay, maybe that'll be more of like a kid's game, but no. It was more of like another party kind of game where everybody would just gather around and take turns. You had the rocket launch. That seemed to be the most popular. Where you angle your rocket with the controller, and you got to keep the throttle on. But you can't do too much or it'd explode. And then you got to hit deploy once you're off. Because it's like a big dart. Like it's the rocket cycles, and they land on a dartboard. Excuse me, it's dry down here. But yeah, that was probably one of the ones that surprised me most. And then the one-player mode where you're going with the cycle to go over all those things and jump through the flaming hoops and all that. And then when he hits something, he looks kind of like a rag doll, which is really funny. But everybody was playing that, and I was like, man, this is just like a good game. It's a fun game. So that really surprised me. So that is my number 4. Now let's get to number 3. Number 3. And I gotta say, this is just a good looking game. It's a good looking game. it's just got a really good feel to it. It's the disc itself rolling, like the roll of that disc just makes, well, it's Shark. The fish control looks so realistic and fun. It's kind of cartoony, kind of like that some of those Pixar kind of looking movies. The squid shooting the ink. You got the big well, I forgot what they call the fish that's got the big light on the end of their thing, and it looks all fierce. It comes in like a boss, and just the visuals alone are sweet. And I noticed this is definitely a kids game, but the adults love it too. But this is one of those games that you could play with your kids or very small children, because all you're doing is moving your disc to control your fish. You're eating other fish, getting bigger, and then nipping at the back of the shark's tail until he is gone. So, Shark is definitely my number 3. Now, let's get on to my number 2 top game that I was impressed with on the Intellivision Amico. And that is Emoji Charades. Yes, Emoji Charades. This was a game that it was hooked up when we were over at the Crayola event. We had a TV that was over in the corner that we had the Emoji Charades hooked up on. And people gathered around. I'm talking like big groups of people. And that's when I was like, dude, you could do this as teams of 10 or more. You could set up however you want. Basically, the one person of the team takes the controller or the phone, because this is one that will work perfect on a cell phone. And you pick it up and you come up with it might say Hershey's candy bar, or like I know I've said this before, but mine was Sonic the Hedgehog, because we did retro games. And of course there's not going to be any gold rings, and there's not going to be any hedgehog emoji, which sometimes there is. It's not going to be that simple. You have like so many emojis in this block that you got to come up with, get people to guess what's on the screen. So they're like, go, and I'm like, man. And me and my buddy Andy are kind of playing this one because we were starting it off, and then the groups were showing up, and then it was groups of people playing. We were all yelling stuff, and I was like, dude, this is going to be a party game. And it's like these type of games, like that Bomb Squad one, where everybody has to do something at the same time with their own screen, like cutting wires and all that stuff. That's going to be another big one. So that's like an honorable mention, if you will. But yeah, so like it was like that Sonic the Hedgehog came up, and I'm like, what? And it's got like, the emojis I remember seeing, I'm like, okay, it's got a pair of sneakers. And I was like, oh, Sonic, the shoes. So I put a pair of sneakers, and they're like, sneakers running. But they know it's a video game because it was supposed to be a video game character or whatever. And then they had like the love and hearts, and then they had the X's and O's, and I was like, even though they're red, I did a bunch of O's after the sneakers, and people were like, the ring, Sonic the Hedgehog. So I was like, oh, I pulled that one off. But then it gets harder, and you got like less it's just so much fun, and in a group setting, in a party setting, that one was one that really impressed me. Now we're going to go to number 1. And this is all nostalgia. This is the reason I really wanted it. And probably the game I played the absolute most, which is why I didn't get to play games like Battle Tanks and Pool and certain, and I never really even got to play Finnegan Fox, sort of. I think I might have like picked it up for a second, but I passed it on to the kids, and then watched a lot of people play that, because we've seen a lot of that thing. But that looks so beautiful. I just love the cartoon look of that. I really do. Yeah, and my jaw's hitting the ground. It did. I just thought that was impressive for a system that I expected to have just kind of decent graphics, nothing over the top. But for that, I thought that looked beautiful. Because you remember, I'm still playing my original television. I'm playing Astro Smash and Night Stalker and Cloudy Mountain with a little blocky running guy. So when I see that, yeah, my jaw's hitting the ground. Exactly. Anyways, number 1, Astro Smash. Astro Smash is one I really, really love. Obviously, it's got that childhood memory. The whenever I think of Intellivision, I'm like, let's play some Astro Smash. It's one we did a deep dive in a couple times. There was a few groups that were playing like really deep into. I think up to like level 7. I know a couple other people like myself got into, I think it was level 4 or 5. But there's like boss battles. You battle these little UFO dudes. There's a dude in an asteroid that you split it open and it's a little ship that comes out and starts shooting at you. The visuals and the music is like an orchestra in your head. Like it really has great music. Really gets into it. You got like a snow level, you got a sand level, you got a volcano level where it just keeps erupting in the background and it glows and all the lava rocks come down. It was really good. That is my number one. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited for this console. You know, seeing that update, the Amico update that Tommy had posted on Facebook and an Atari Age, talking that this month and next month are going to be a busy month. We're going to see a lot of stuff coming from Intellivision. So stay tuned. I'm excited. Hope you are excited. Have you pre-ordered? Because I have 2 on pre-order. I got my wood grain and my black, which I call the Tron edition. So I cannot wait. Anyways, please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. I see you spiders up there. Tab!